Hi, I'm Clare Cooley. This is the Creativity Show. Really happy you're here. It's all about accessing and increasing our connection to our own imaginations and our willingness to have fun exploring it and get fulfilled by sharing it. So today I'm going to do something never before done, but that's pretty much every episode because it is about creativity. And I like to always dress in something that is what I call art to wear because it's my stencil painted on the top. And the jewelry is something I did not make, but I assembled different than the original piece. Had the earrings on it. It was just too heavy and it worked better as a set. So I give myself permission to rearrange, recreate, repurpose. Everything is used store finds, gifts, hand-me-downs turned into art to wear. And so I just like to show that we can have fun even getting dressed, which is part of the thing I get out of these live streams is to show off my style. And you have yours, everyone has theirs. And the world is made a richer place when we share our aesthetic, our style, our story, our art. So I got this grant to illustrate my life stories, which I wrote because many people suggested that I should, and it could help many. So that's what it's about. The the helper's high I get giving what I have, which is my experience connecting with creativity, letting it flow, letting it heal us because we're expressing emotion, stimulating our immune system. Let it inform us by...
Oops, sorry. Stepped on a cord.
Thank you, Bodhi. Let it inform us by us reflecting on our creations. So today we're going to go really quick through my painting of these. We have 6 on the timeline. 6 paintings. The first half of this project I've committed to 12, and then we'll see if I want to go further, feel called to, but I'm halfway. None of these I'm calling done. I like to work in a series because it allows me to step back, get objectivity distance on the work. We're seeing something else.
Would you like me to start the time lapse?
Oh, sure. Yeah. So now in this next minutes, we're going to see the process of creating this first half that's still in process. 1 might be done, 2 might even be done, 3 might be done, but I'm not deciding until I either really feel it or I gotta feel it and it's gotta make sense together. So this is the first painting that is in my telling my life stories, which is really a fascinating process of self-reflection. And this first piece called Primordial Potential is a fetus out in early distant space, and there's 73 different languages of love on this stenciled onto this painting. And then I put these things that I just felt like their name was zingers, these purple arrows. They look like energy. And so maybe it's, never thought of it till this very moment, maybe it's gravity. And before the Big Bang, it was love and grace, which is gravity, keeping it all together, and love just expands. So as I'm telling my own story, I'm telling this story that I think is universal, that we all came from love, is my feeling. And the universe came from love because it was the only thing that couldn't be crushed by the biggest black hole that had already consumed everything else in might be the earlier universe. And that the divine beings are just observing till there's a species that can put love first, and then that universe can survive instead of collapse, one black hole consuming another, until it's all collapsed down to what scientists pretty much agree, a minute particle that everything else came from. So while I'm telling my story, which is just an interesting thing for me to observe, my personal creation story, which I've never been so articulate about or really even gave grace, gravity, a connection till this conversation that I'm having with you, is a very interesting process. Healing, revealing, my essence and my direction in life. And my second painting here is called Cloud Child. And it's just floating free in a space that couldn't be more benign and safe and sheltering than feathers, and a cloud and a soft sky, but all the colors and all the potential of so many directions and so many combinations life can go in, and how much are we born with, how much do we choose, but there is a peaceful, soft, safe place within all of us, I believe, and hard to find, sometimes impossible in times, but it's there and it's universal. And once again, I'm seeing my own story, telling, human story, but we're all connected. I've always felt that, and so that kind of makes sense. And this floating and soft, free and safe and serene, gentle place that I remember more in my marrow than, memories in my mind, but I remember it being that. If it had a look, that's the look. Now we're on the painting that comes next in the series, Quonset Quandary, which is me as a standing but still infant, probably one in my first home other than my mother, a Quonset hut in the desert, and the monsoon rains and lightning on this tin roof must have been like so influential, I believe, in my feeling connected to the whole universe always. I say that with a little, wow, it's hard to manage all the mundane things in life when you just feel connected to the whole universe all the time. But there's obviously a way, and so every one of us has their own challenges. And mine is I do feel connected to everything and everyone, and I feel unique and of myself. So there I am. My mother said, which is my memoir's title, in a rare note to me. She barely ever corresponded with people. She said, "Did you know you have inner incandescence, dear?" And I believe we all do, but we don't all have mothers who will recognize it, see it, tell us, reflect it. So that is a great blessing I've had in life. And I think extremely influential. And then all these saguaro cactuses, spiky, but they're also kind of guardians. And how serene these paintings are for my chaotic childhood was a surprise to me. And it helped me to see, because I'm doing visual metaphors for my story, that here, we are our consciousness coming into this life form with all this complexity around us, the earth, the plants, the sky, the universe, and we're here to experience it, or whether we're here to experience it or not, this is a human being's journey. And so breaking it down and seeing the piece, I remember from early when it was my mother's sheltering love, but she had 2 other kids and an alcoholic husband who didn't work. So, I was on my own a lot of the time. And I found this peaceful place in the universe in me. And that surprised me. And then this next one, wait, we're in the wrong order.
Yeah, what happened? Did it start?
You're doing sprinkler silky, and it's supposed to be bright bubble. So they're not going in order here. This next number 5, and we'll go back and show you number 4, which is less formed anyway. So sprinkler silky is my, joyous place with seal dances out in the sprinkler. Before anyone else got home, I would run out there and get to be alone in the sprinkler with all my imaginary friends. And so that is also, it's like a way of doing therapy, to think of your life in paintings or in a poem or in a story, and reflect on it and how it has shaped you. And that's what this process is for me, is to see that I found peace in the cosmos and nature, and that's what I focused on. So the serenity that surrounds all of us and is within all of us, I found and connected with, and have done my best to stay connected with it, and to share it, because what do we need more than peace? So this one has so much work on it. Can we speed it up?
Sure.
This one got very intensive detail, and I needed to do it and spend time with these friends again. It had been a while since I danced with the leafy seahorse, or silky, which is part of my heritage. My stepsister's daughter said, looking at some modeling photographs I've been in for a photographer woman, she said, "You look like a silky." I said, "What's that?" She said, "The Black Irish women can turn from seals to women and have a human life." And I always swam, my mother said. I never learned. I just got in the water and swam. And I've been very comfortable there all my life. And so it's interesting to see what comes out when we just follow our instincts to write or dance or make music or paint and reflect on it, what it can teach us. And I found the beauty in nature and dwelled on it as much as possible to stay in a safe place through my chaotic childhood. And then, that I've always sought to have and share peace more than anything else. But what do people need more than that? With peace, we can accomplish anything else. Without it, we can't accomplish anything. So, are we on now?
Right bubble.
Okay, so now we're going to the previous in this number 4. We just saw number 5, so we're going backwards. So now this one is when I couldn't be outside, like at night. I remember this a lot, after the sun went down, that I would imagine I was in this bubble and floating around the world and out into space. And to tell that story in one image, I decided that I was, got out there at a distance and looked back at the earth, which I am yet to articulate, which this is the first painting I've ever done in my life with someone else. And my son Bodhi's, the hands we're seeing in that aren't mine. And I just spontaneously, hadn't thought of it till I got to this moment, asked him to assist me if he wanted to. And because the faster that happened, the better, and 4 hands are twice as fast. So that was a really cool experience. And putting me in the big bubble and the earth in the distant small bubble, because I got really far out there. And that was how I navigated the chaos around me. Was if I couldn't get away from the unhappy and the yelling and all of that, I would just go into my bright bubble and move away from it. Now we're on number 6, which is Peace Path. And it's been really an incredible experience. It seems to have stopped, but
I think what happened is you walked away for a while.
I do that. I sometimes forget to turn the camera on, and sometimes I walk away and forget to turn it off. I'm not used to the technology. I'm grateful for it, and I'm so grateful for Bodhi to help me with all of this and putting this time lapse together so we can do this in a reasonable amount of time, go through this. Why it's a great idea to imagine doing it. How would you tell your story in visual metaphors? What are the moments that you feel like really are most you, what no one else can give the world, you. So I feel like we all have a opportunity, and I feel for me it's a duty to give the best we have. And for me it's like, how did I rise above all the darkness that was around me? Well, this is how. And here's Peace Path. This, instead of going to school because I didn't feel safe there, I would wander into nature and figure out ways to be creative in nature. And here it's arranging pebbles and dandelions to this, passing through the high grasses where no one noticed, and just going out on this probably 1,000, I didn't count them, pebble path out to this little, probably most of the time, dry creek, that I would build this very simple little stick that I'd find on the ground bridge. So I'd work with whatever I had. And this one is also far from done, because I'm in it at the end of the spiral at the tree, which I don't know how much detail you can see, but when it's done you'll see it all, hopefully, very well. I would make these stick mobiles that I'd hang in the tree from things I'd find on the ground. So creating all of that was my classroom, and that's what I was instinctively learning. And I've always felt like I was an artist, but I feel like everyone is. And every child I ever taught as an artist in residence, first grade, second grade, all the way through university, everybody has this creative place inside of them. Most people feel like they have to specialize. Most people are money thinking that's, how I'm going to survive. And I've always known I needed to be an artist. I wanted to be an artist. It is my path. And it's really cool to be doing this process of showing that path.
I want to show that tree, or we can do a close-up of that if that's what you want.
Sure, that's great.
Let's see if I can get it from here.
And that's what I'm going to finish in front of the camera live next live stream. I am really happy that my arm is healing. I lifted too many containers full of video, movie making, feeding 20 people on site during the production. I lifted way too many things because sometimes I feel very young, even though I'm 73, and I'm become aware slowly, but a lot recently, that a lot of people are ashamed, and women especially, of their age. They try to hide it. It feels, I feel very, it's a rule that's breaking the world, that we should disregard age, we should disregard women, we should disregard this race or that race. No, we're all equals. Our actions give us worth and value, but we all are equals, and we're all connected and in this together. So let's be kind, and let's stand up and speak up, especially women, and especially wiser women, who the older we get, the prouder we should be for what, if we still love, be proud that we still love. And I set out to love the whole world because nothing felt better than love. And so I'm still on that path, but I'll tell you, it's been really challenging, and I'm not gonna give up, but or give in, because love is it. And but I do think we need not only to seek peace in ourselves and share it with others, but we also need to stand up and speak up respectfully. And respectfully, all religions have in common: do unto others as you wish to be treated. Something close to that, meaning that. So treat people the way you want to be treated. Every religion, whether we believe in God or not, it doesn't matter. I believe in love, and it doesn't have a gender, it doesn't have an age, it doesn't have a race. Yeah, and we all came from the same place out there in space, because before the Earth, there was stuff that the Earth was made out of, and then life happened. However you believe that. I believe, like everything else, including the Earth, it came from out there. So we're all in it together, and we can all find our own peace and share it, and not give in to the incredibly challenging anger and divisiveness that is used to divide and conquer by bullies from the beginning of time. I've exaggerated that, since the beginning of language. Well, I suppose cavemen could have bullied without words. Anyway, be nice to yourself, and being nice to me is creating. That's why I do it. It's really nice to me. And I could do some of this in front of the camera if you're ready to turn the overhead on.
Absolutely.
And by some of this, I looked at this, and it was drab. So I thought, well, you know what? Those copper leaves could be gold, and it will have a warmth that this deep olive doesn't have. And that'll be fun, because I'll be following my own stencil design. I'm going to put on comfortable shoes.
Great. Okay, that looks good.
Okay. It's how much of the screen? Half and half? Okay, so I get to use my own stencil as a pattern to paint on this silk shirt. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is get my spoon and get what I think is the right amount and put it in here, so I don't have to leave this open. Don't want to breathe anything that isn't fresh air, basically. So I don't like to waste anything if I can. And these paints, the less of it, the better for that. But this is fine for this. Okay, is it the right place?
checking. Yep, it's looking good.
Thank you. The chain adding to this gives me another advantage, which is that when I did this stencil on this, I had diluted the copper with water, and it spread and ran. So this gives me an opportunity to make these leaf shapes bigger to cover that.
Got a comment.
Yes.
Sharon on Facebook
Yeah.
said, "Hi Claire, I'm watching/listening to your show while finishing up my homework. I like your message."
Thank you so much. I'm so glad you're there and listening and said something. I love to know who's out there that I trust that someone and I'm doing it, but it's nice to hear a real person, and I feel like a new friend is there listening. And any questions, comments are always great. And Bo, if you had any previous...
Yeah, I'll get you some.
Well, I'm liking the way this gold has just given all this dark some life and light.
Well, that's really fortuitous. So one of the questions you got is, what do the different colors that you choose for your paintings mean to you? And I think you know, since you're doing a stencil painting, that's an interesting opportunity.
Well, this gold has it's bright, and it reflects more light. This copper sort of absorbed light, so copper heavy, gold light, and not just luminance. Is that the word, luminance?
That's the word.
I don't get words right all the time because I didn't grow up reading, going to school, even watching television or movies. I preferred being in nature, and nature is my muse, as we can see as I'm painting copper leaves with some gold over them and a little copper showing through, because it gives it some depth. And it's really I don't think I've done before, and that's part of the thing I love about being an artist, besides the healing of expressing and all the life-enhancing stuff we can create. There's the learning, keep exploring new ideas is, it's very fulfilling, satisfying, joyous to learn new things, try new things. And if we're not competing with anyone else, we're just being ourselves, then learning is enough. But a lot of that time, those lessons can be beautiful additions to our lives. You know, I've made, besides all this art to wear and the jewelry, there's the scarves, the wall hangings, the art, the framing, the dishes, because I just love to because I don't care, I don't pay any attention. So if it's nice, what era it was created in. I have my favorite jacket. My mother got it when I was 16, and it's still my favorite jacket. I'm not into what's in style. I'm into expressing myself. It's a delight when people do that, in my opinion, because tell them we get to see their aesthetic. So, Bo,
Yes.
this, let's see your aesthetic. Is that good?
Yep.
And you can talk.
I can.
Go for it.
Alrighty, here I am. We just put out the casting call for episode 3 of the Northport episodic series, which is a totally different theme, totally different type of art. We're making an episodic series here in Duluth. Our mission is to help build a sustainable ecosystem for filmmakers like us to have sustainable careers. And we completed shooting episode 2 back in October. That was a live action short film. Episode 1 was an animated short film. And episode 3 is also going to be a live action. It's going to be a bit of a twist. It's a found footage horror film. Each episode is a short film. The series is an anthology series, a bit like Black Mirror meets Twin Peaks. And it's all based on my novel, Northport 1999, which is set in a fictional version of 90s Duluth. Yeah, and so you can find the casting call if you're interested in auditioning for episode 3 on the Patreon, which I've just put a QR code on the screen you can scan, or you can go to patreon.com/Bodie the Movie Maker. And I'm going to type that out, put it in the chat here for anyone who wants to type that into their browser. Patreon.com/Bodie the Movie Maker. You sign up for free, and all of the casting call information is there. We're doing something kind of unique. We're asking actors to make their own 2-minute maximum found footage film. There are a few guidelines and a little kind of improvised script connected with the casting call, but it's really about seeing your creativity and what you bring to the idea. So yeah, did you want me to show something?
If you're ready to, what's your instinct?
If you had something in mind, I could just show some of the concept art, for the book, but
sure. If you're ready to do that, that'd be dandy. Am I still on camera too?
You are on camera. Yep.
And the painting is happening and you're in a quarter of the screen?
Yep.
Oh, okay. All right.
I guess I'll enable my camera. Hi there, guys. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Well, we could show... I didn't really have a slideshow ready here, so let's see. How about I just pull up a TikTok video? That's kind of the easiest for me right now. Otherwise, I just flipping through pictures, and I think that's not necessarily interesting. Okay, we'll go to my TikTok so I can show you multiple things. So, here's the casting call information. So be aware, this is not a normal self-tape. We want you to record a found footage tape, 2 minutes maximum. Your character must fit the conspiracy theorist, and you must go through a transformation. Basically, in the film, the character becomes a quote-unquote monster. And so we want to see you bring this idea of, you start out as a conspiracy theorist recording, you're going to go unlock some secrets out in the woods, and then something happens to you and you begin to transform and lose yourself to the monster within. And we want to see your creative take on that, and we've been really blown away by the creativity we've already seen. So thanks everyone who has auditioned so far. The deadline is the 28th of February. So please, if you're interested, can't wait to see your audition. We'll play a little TikTok here that gives you an idea of the project we're working on. The next Stranger Things is being made in Duluth, Minnesota, and you can join the team. We're making an episodic series here in Duluth, and the 3rd episode casting call is about to come out. Stay tuned.
If you grew up loving Stranger Things, Twin Peaks, X-Files, Dark, then this is for you. We're working with the Duluth nonprofit Zeitgeist Center for the Arts and Community and the Fond du Lac Bible and Community College. We're building a cinematic, sci-fi, thriller, horror universe.
Alrighty, thank
in
you.
A fictional version of 90s Duluth. The Northport episodic series is an anthology series, like Black Mirror, where each episode focuses on different characters from the story world. It's based on my National Endowment for the Arts grant-winning novel, Northport 1999, which is about a diverse group of townspeople who, in the fashion of the movies, video games, and TV shows we grew up with in the 90s, find themselves pulled into a dark world of monsters and mad scientists. Episode 1 is done. It's a 3D animated horror short that follows Sheriff Constance Blackwood as she tries to find a lost hiker in the woods. But soon, Sheriff Blackwood realizes they are not the only ones out there in the woods. And we're in post-production on episode 2, which is live action and was shot entirely at Duluth's Hawk Ridge Nature Reserve. All right, back to you.
Okay. Well, I just love helping Bodhi by hearing his ideas, his inspiration, and reflecting it back to him, sometimes making a suggestion, trying to never be attached, because it's his thing. It's his art. But I listen to him and his reactions to my art, and I choose which way I go with it, like he chooses which way he goes with his art. And we couldn't be any more different, really, in our artistic aesthetic that we, the things we have chosen to do. I'm all the simplest: a brush, a pencil, paints, pigments, maybe ink, and he's all this technical expertise required to make a movie. Couldn't be more complicated. And it includes all the art forms. So I love that he asked me to work with him, and I'm honored that he named his Mother Son Productions, and I'm really deeply gratified by all I'm learning working with him and what it's allowing me to do, get these grants to do the art, to keep going, and share, well, I think the best I have with the world, which is, how to find the beauty anywhere. And my art is about finding the peace, and his art is about the people trying to fuck up the peace and the people that stand up for the peace. And it's very dramatic, and but it's great storytelling, and so I love watching it unfold. And here I am into nature and peace, and he's into human horror. It's an interesting balance, and we're all made better by having at least someone or a few even better that tell us the truth and give us real feedback that always comes from wanting to help the other person. It's never jealous, vengeful. So I love working with him and hearing his completely different, artistic expression coming into form and helping to encourage him to do that. So, I think, hey, it's the creativity show, the full range of creativity and movie making with sets and costumes and the story and the lighting and the camera movement and the editing and the acting, and there's so much creativity, and it's a creative community. And I love I love teaching for that reason. It's a community, and so it's very exciting, and get connected and be on the team. I loved working with the 20 people that put his last episode together. It was really joyous, and so I think that I'm going to show what I've done so far and be done.
Fantastic.
So I didn't get the right viscosity of the gold to go quickly, but you can see it's working. Where is the best place to hold it to show? So that compared to the dark.
Okay. Nice.
So that really took it from the dark. It was just didn't come alive until the gold.
Really nice.
And so there you go. So art to wear. And I started with a stained piece of beloved clothing that I could not let not be worn, so I painted something over it. And of course I still have it because I love to take care of things, and I love to organize, so when creative urges happen, the inspiration comes, I can go right to the tool or material and just do it. I didn't know what I was going to do today. I let myself be very at ease about this, so I enjoy doing it. So I decide what I'm going to share, usually right before, and Bodhi helps me get the technical part, all those live streams, all that time lapse of all the paintings coming to this point. And I'm just going to wrap up with saying I love to work in a series so I can go back and forth and different kinds of creativity so I can stay fresh and fluid. So there you go.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much. Thanks for being here. Please tell a friend who might enjoy a little creative encouragement. Stay on the kind side. People, we need it more than ever. And hey, we the people get to be kind and speak truth. And truth is, peace is the best stuff there is. So stop with this chaos shit. There you go. Thank you, Bodhi.
Thanks.
So see ya.